A slow pan into a cozy living room. An elderly man is sitting quietly on a sofa, folding a light sweater. As he gets up, we notice his clothes look noticeably loose. A younger family member walks by, pauses, and looks concerned. Narration, voiceover. 1. Of the earliest and most subtle signs that an elderly person may be entering the final year of life is sudden and unexplained weight loss. This change often goes unnoticed at first. You might simply think they're eating less, or that their appetite isn't what it used to be, which is common with aging. But when weight loss happens rapidly, or without any clear cause, it can be a red flag for something more serious. Cut 2. Close-up of hands adjusting a belt that has become too loose. Faded family photo sits on the table in the background. Narration continues. In many cases, weight loss in elderly individuals is linked to underlying health problems, such as cancer, advanced heart failure, chronic infections, or even digestive issues that prevent the body from absorbing nutrients properly. But even without a specific diagnosis, it can be the body's natural response as it begins to shut down slowly. Cut 2. A dining table with untouched food. The elderly person is politely refusing a meal from a concerned loved one. You may notice that they're no longer interested in food they used to love, or that they eat only a few bites before pushing their plate away. Over time, their body grows thinner, and their face becomes more hollow, often without them noticing or acknowledging it. Visual suggestion. Use a soft, emotional, instrumental music track here. Gently fade between shots of the elderly person walking slowly, their clothes visibly looser than before. Narration continues, as difficult as it is to witness, this sign should not be ignored. If your loved one is losing weight and becoming frail, it's important to talk with a healthcare professional. They can help determine whether it's something that can be managed or whether it's part of a larger decline. Closing shot. For scene 1, the family member gently puts a comforting hand on the elderly person's shoulder as they sit together in silence. A soft light from a nearby window glows warmly over them. Remember, weight loss isn't just about numbers on a scale. It can be the body's quiet way of telling us something deeper is happening. Be attentive, be present, and don't ignore the signs. Footage of the elderly person receiving a phone call, but letting it ring without answering. Then a scene of them declining an invitation to go for a walk or visit relatives. Narration continues. Sometimes they may say they're just tired or not feeling up to it. And while that can be true from time to time, repeated isolation can be a signal that something deeper is going on. As the body and mind begin to prepare for the final stage of life, many individuals naturally start to pull away from the outside world. Cut 2. The elderly person looking through an old photo album alone, smiling faintly at memories. In contrast, sounds of life and laughter echo from another room. Narration. This kind of withdrawal can stem from several factors: depression, cognitive decline, or even a subconscious understanding that their time is limited. Whatever the reason, it's a sign that they may be shifting their focus inward, reflecting more on the past than planning for the future. Visual cue. Use soft lighting and a calm instrumental background to create a reflective, peaceful mood. Narration continues. What's important is how we respond. Instead of forcing them to join activities, try gently including them, sitting with them quietly or simply listening. Their silence doesn't always mean they want to be alone. Sometimes they just want peace, understanding, and presence. Closing shot. The younger family member comes over, sits beside the elderly person, and holds their hand. They sit quietly together, watching the sunset. Social withdrawal isn't always about sadness. Sometimes it's the heart's way of preparing. Don't ignore this change. Instead, lean in with love, patience, and compassion. Yet often misunderstood signs that an elderly person may be nearing the end of life is a sharp increase in fatigue. You might begin to see them sleeping more during the day, taking multiple naps, or struggling to stay awake even during simple conversations. Cut 2. The elderly person sitting in a chair, eyes drooping as they try to stay awake, while a loved one speaks to them. A book sits open in their lap, unread. Narration continues. This isn't just typical tiredness from old age. In the final year of life, the body begins to slow down in a much deeper way. Energy levels drop significantly as the body starts to conserve its remaining strength. Basic activities like getting dressed, eating, or walking across a room can feel exhausting. 2. Footage of the elderly person lying down after breakfast, then again mid-afternoon. A caregiver gently covers them with a blanket. Narration. It can be heartbreaking to watch someone who was once active and alert now needing so much rest. But it's important to understand, this kind of fatigue is part of the body's natural shutting down process. Organs work less efficiently, muscles weaken, and the person may feel like they can never get enough sleep. Scene suggestion. Add calming, soft background music. Keep the lighting warm and peaceful. Narration continues instead of pushing them to stay awake or be more active. Try creating a peaceful environment. Let them rest when they need to. Offer support with kindness and patience. Small things like adjusting pillows, keeping the room quiet, or just being there can bring them comfort. Closing shot. The elderly person sleeps peacefully in a chair while a family member sits quietly nearby reading. Increased sleep isn't always a sign of giving up. Sometimes it's the body's quiet way of preparing for what's to come. Pay attention to these moments. They're gentle reminders that time is precious. As a person approaches that final stage of life, one of the most subtle yet significant changes you may notice is in their breathing or voice. These changes can be gradual, or they can appear suddenly. Either way, they're important signs that the body is shifting. Cut 2. Close-up of the elderly person taking shallow breaths with long pauses between inhaling and exhaling. Their chest moves slowly and unevenly. Narration continues. You may hear their breathing become irregular. There may be periods of rapid, shallow breaths followed by moments of complete stillness. This is known as Cheyne-Stokes breathing. It's common in the final stages of life. Sometimes breathing becomes noisy, even gurgling, due to mucus collecting in the throat. What many call the death rattle. It can sound alarming, but it doesn't always mean the person is in pain. Cut 2. The elderly person speaks softly, their voice weaker than before. They struggle to finish a sentence or sound breathless while talking. Narration. You may also notice changes in their voice. It may become faint, hoarse, or quiet. Speaking may take more effort, and conversations grow shorter. This happens because the muscles used for speech and breath are weakening. It's not just physical, it's the body conserving energy for essential functions. Scene tip. Use slow, gentle background music. Avoid anything loud or dramatic. This scene should feel respectful and peaceful. Narration continues. These changes can be difficult to witness, especially if the person was once talkative and full of life. But during this stage, it's not always about words. It's just sitting beside them, holding their hand, or offering a soft smile can mean more than a conversation. Closing shot. A loved one adjusts a blanket and gently brushes the elderly person's hair away from their forehead. The breathing continues softly in the background. Breathing and voice changes are some of the body's quietest signals, but they speak volumes. Don't ignore them. Instead, respond with love, patience, and calm presence. The elderly person, having a quiet conversation with a loved one, sharing stories from their childhood or important moments from their life. Narration. This stage is often marked by a calmness that replaces fear. They may express gratitude more often, seek forgiveness, or mend broken relationships. It's as if they're tying up loose ends, making peace with the world around them and within themselves. Scene tip. Use a warm, golden color tone in. The visuals include soft, heartfelt background music to create a mood of comfort and reflection. Narration continues. As family members, it's the time to listen, really listen, and to be fully present. These moments are precious. Not just about saying goodbye, but about honoring a life lived with meaning. Don't rush them. Don't distract from them. Just be there. Closing shot. The elderly person sits in silence, holding a loved one's hand. They smile softly, eyes closed, as the sun sets outside the window. When a person begins to let go, they're not just preparing to leave, they're inviting us to hold on to what truly matters: love, memory, and connection. This, too, is a sign you should never ignore.